This is Business Tonight. As part of our focus on entrepreneurship this week and premised on Nigeria's recent ranking in the ease of doing business indices, Fela Oke is in the studio. He is the founder, Fluent MESL, a seasoned media, entertainment, sports and lifestyle entrepreneur. Fela has successfully developed business in multiple regions, Europe, Africa and USA. Many thanks for your time, Fela, for joining me on Business Tonight.
Great to be here.
Yes, we're focusing on entrepreneurs this week.
Sure.
And we are honored to have you on Business Tonight.
Great to be
yes,
here.
you've done so much for yourself in the area of media entrepreneurship.
Sure.
Yes, tell us about this business. I know many Nigerians may want to go into it, but do not know how it works, especially in this terrain.
Right.
And with the latest on the World Bank ease of doing business, how easy is it to be a media entrepreneur?
How easy it is. First of all, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. Nigeria is full of entrepreneurs. Most people aspire to be an entrepreneur, and the creative industries, which is where most of my experience has been based, is really where there's huge opportunities for Nigeria. Not just being a media entrepreneur, being an entertainment entrepreneur or a lifestyle entrepreneur. You can see the thirst and the opportunities out there, and it's just even better now with the new World Bank report, where Nigeria has jumped 20 odd places, and the ease of doing business, the ease of starting a business. But it's not just starting a business, it's all the infrastructure elements that surrounds it, and the same is for the media industries. And I think the opportunity in Nigeria is now great. Over the next 5 years, we're going to start to see. How
much did it take you to begin this kind of business?
I think, I went to law school. I finished law school in the UK, and I always had a passion for entertainment. Like I always say to everybody, you have to have passion for what you do, and my passion specifically is the media, entertainment, sports and lifestyle industries. And I just took the risk. You have to be willing to take a risk. Being an entrepreneur, risk is part of your everyday life. That's something we do every day.
Every entrepreneur has told me, yes, you've got to have passion to begin a kind of business.
That's right.
But there must be capital involved. You may want to tell us. How easy have you been able to access capital?
What we do,
and to begin.
Right, we represent talent, brands and platforms, and part of that is not capital intensive. But when you're building platforms or creating concerts, live shows, of course, capital is very much involved. And you have to just plan ahead. You have to have a strong business plan. You have to know what it is you're trying to achieve. Definitely when you're trying to build platforms, it's very important. But where you're representing talent, it's pretty much a sales job. You're out there putting your best foot forward, and you're selling brands, or you're selling talent, you're selling opportunities. And that's something we do greatly. But then if I flip it and say, making films is capital intensive. Making TV programs is capital intensive. So it takes a lot of investment to do those things, and we've just been able to find the right partners, find the right investors, and put our best foot forward to definitely create the kind of content that we know Nigerians want to see.
Okay, so if you're going to talk about this business and in this part of the Sahara, tell us, what has it been, what is it like?
Doing business in this part of the world, it's challenging like anywhere else. I mean, Nigeria is no different to some other third world countries, or India specifically. India has managed to create a creative industry that's adds a huge amount to the GDP. We all know about Bollywood, how strong Bollywood is, and Nollywood is following in Bollywood's footsteps. I think, Nigerians are very resilient individuals, and we've seen that, and they're not afraid to start. And within the creative industries, you're starting to see great examples, the likes of Mo Abudu making great films, Biola Alabi making great films. You see new talent management companies springing up. So, the creative industries is really a core focus. It's now, when I was going to university, I had to go and study law. Now, there's nothing wrong with studying, you know, filmmaking and things like that. So I think there's a huge change that the next generation can only look forward to.
Okay, but Fela, that's talking about those that have made it or probably have some form of venture somewhere that they could be able to tap into other areas of business. But what about those grassroots, those in the grassroots? What kind of passion do you think they would have to be able to make it in this kind of business without money?
You know, of course you need capital, you need money, but I think you're talking about the grassroots. I think Nigerians, if you just drive around in Nigeria in traffic, you see entrepreneurship everywhere. You see people creating lives for themselves. And in this particular industry, it's really about knowing, building content from the ground up. So local cinemas, local filmmakers, kids who are probably studying now who, you know, they all have smartphones, and you can really begin this business by just using your smartphone. The world is
going digital, you know.
Exactly, and it's especially in a country like Nigeria where smartphones, the penetration of smartphones is increasing every day. You know, young filmmakers are born every day. All you need is a phone, a bit of data. Data proliferation is growing. People are accessing data a lot easier. So it's becoming accessible, even to somebody in the grassroots or somebody in the regions is able to create a 5-minute film on his phone. So I think it's getting easier and easier.
And do you think people are making money through that? I see a lot of that on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's starting to happen. Digitization is helping Nigeria. People are able to put their content, you know, take music, for example. You don't need to be signed to a record label to sell your music. You can create music and put it online. There's Instagram, social media, there's YouTube. People are able to put their wares out there for people to see. Now, monetization takes a little bit more effort, and that's starting to come now, and that's going to keep coming. But we still need to build the infrastructures around it. Companies like ours still need infrastructure to be able to function, to be able to give the content that people are looking for. Okay,
so where do you think media entrepreneurship will be in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, you know, we see huge growth, huge opportunities. There's more content being made. There's more TV channels, digital TV channels springing up. People are able to create content, and like I said earlier, put it on YouTube. So I think Nigeria definitely in the next 5 years will be Africa's leader in media entertainment business, because we love creating content, we love making content, we love putting our content out there. I think it's becoming easier and easier. People are seeing that I can actually be an entrepreneur in this field and set up my own digital studios without too much capital. I can set it up in my living room. That's what our counterparts in the West have done, and we can do exactly the same thing. So I think it's great news for the next 5 years.
All right, we have to leave it at that. Fela Oke, the founder, Fluent MESL, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
On Business Tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.